So, um, tying down to how can impactful solutions be delivered at the end of the day? It's through education, which is a powerful platform for knowledge sharing and collaboration and capacity building. Because a lot of the time, it's not for a lack of trying, but rather a lack of access to the technical expertise and the knowledge that is required. As well, from the standpoint of people that really care about sustainable construction, another key thing is uh, having an understanding of local situations, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is ensuring that you don't show up into a specific context and give solutions that don't apply. The next thing is research, world-class research and innovation ecosystems that can drive decarbonization of construction. And with research, the most important thing is once again contextualizing the use, because you can find a solution that works extremely well in one country but not the same in another, uh, purely based on the material availability and the needs of of the culture in that area. Then global impact, the industry needs to have a strong buy-in to the project, which is why the roadmaps are quite important, because the industry is a big part of developing those roadmaps, those decarbonization roadmaps, and the policy connections as well, because a part of the roadmap development is interacting with policymakers and seeing what policy and regulations need to be put in to ensure that construction and the development of infrastructure it can be done in the most sustainable way possible. Then the final step is always realization. We can do as much research as we want. We can talk to as many policymakers as we want, but at the end of the day, it's about pragmatically supporting local stakeholders to achieve their construction goals. And this is through understanding that there are people that want to build sustainably, whether they might not be saying the word sustainable specifically due to how people define it, but at the end of the day, on the ground everywhere, there are people that want to develop the infrastructure around them, whether it's housing, bridges, or anything of that specific area. They are people that exist, and it must the research and the industry and the relationship with industry must be brought together to actually realize and deploying the tech. So what's necessary is breaking the barriers that overcome resistance to whether it's new technology or new techniques, especially in a very conservative industry such as construction. The second thing is to accelerate demand for deploying the tech to the end user. So if the end user has a good understanding of how construction should be, it could lead to a shift in the um, industry as a whole and the positive impact that comes from uh, the government's NDC targets being met and the job creation from some of these sustainable solutions. Then the relevance, as usual, has always got to be scalable, replicable, and aligning with all the specific sustainable development goals.